Hello and welcome back to another video on the Football Zone and to a weekend previewing this weekend's Premier League and Championship action. Let's get straight into it with the Premier League. And first game Saturday lunchtime, Nottingham Forest taking on Liverpool. And this is a game which you really fancy Liverpool in. Obviously Nottingham Forest have struggled so far this season, and picked up a decent point last time out against Brighton, but let's face it, we're the second best team. Liverpool 3 wins on the trot now, definitely starting to pick up some momentum after a tough start. And I'm expecting it to be a comfortable 2-0 win for the Pool. Moving on then to Everton as they take on Crystal Palace at Goodison Park. And Everton, they'll come into this one, off 3 losses on the trot when it all seems to be going well for them, and so they need a win against Crystal Palace side who have picked up 7 points from the last 9, and who are definitely improving. So this is quite an interesting one, but I'm going to go down the middle and I'm going to say it will be a 2-0 win for Everton. I don't know, I'm fancying a surprise home advantage and all that. Moving in then to Manchester City as they take on Brighton at the Etihad. And Manchester City, they've had a bit of a tough last few games. Draw with Copenhagen, obviously we're not playing their best team, but then the loss to Liverpool, really controversial, couldn't put it right in midweek. But against the Brighton side, who are struggling under new manager De Zerbi since he's come in, really you'd have to say they need to pick up some results, and I think they will do. I think City will get the win here and will continue to struggle with De Zerbi. Moving on then to Chelsea versus Manchester United, and Chelsea coming into this one off the back of those 4 wins before the draw to Brentford, and I think they will be disappointed not to win that, but it's still been a decent start to life under Graham Potter. Against the United side, obviously made that statement win last night, but it's kind of all been overshadowed by the Ronaldo stuff, so I feel like first proper test for Potter, but I feel like that might just drag more United off course, so I'm going to say a 1-0 Chelsea win here. Moving on then to Villa as they take on Brentford at Villa Park in the Dean Smith derby kind of. Moving on then to how the team's doing. Villa, they've lost 2 in a row now, and obviously that's Steven Gerrard's sacking. I don't know, personally I would have given them a bit more time, but it's understandable because they've been struggling. But Brentford, a bit inconsistent at the moment, but that's kind of what you expect from a mid-table side. For Villa, I don't know, I just fancy them at home to kind of get a new manager bounce, even if it is for the interim. Moving on then to Leeds as they take on Fulham at Ellen Road. And Leeds, it's not been going well for them, has it, recently? Obviously started really well, but except for that, it's just been really, really poor from them, you'd have to say. Taking on Fulham, who, they've been going along, relatively well. Obviously picked up again after those few tough results. On the whole, they've had a good start to the season. Leeds is a tough place to go. Leeds need a win. Fulham probably fancy their chances. I'm going to say a draw. Moving on then to Southampton as they take on Arsenal at St Mary's. And this is an interesting game because you feel like Southampton will be buoyed by finally getting that win against Bournemouth. But the pressure still will be on Ralph Hasenhüttl. Arsenal coming into this one, obviously picking up another win in Europa League in the week against PSV, will be feeling fairly confident of this one. Obviously with the scintillating form they've been in so far this season, I'm going to say it'll be a 2-0 win for the Arsenal. Moving on then to Wolves as they take on Leicester at Molineux. And Wolves, Davis now in charge until 2023, obviously not getting Nick Beale. I don't know, both of these appointments seem a bit weird to me, especially considering the position Wolves are in. I'm just not sure Wolves are in a great place at the moment. Obviously not backed up from 4 losses in the last 5. Leicester, you start to feel just maybe are picking up a tiny bit now, could maybe start to get out of the relegation zone, but it's interesting to see which one this goes. I'm going to say a surprise Wolves victory just because Leicester is so inconsistent, take one step forward and then go back again. But anyway, moving on then to Tottenham against Newcastle. And Tottenham, they're coming into this one obviously off the back of that 2-0 loss to United, which would be a really disappointing result for them, it won't be an easy challenge for them this time either. Against the Newcastle side that's absolutely flying at the moment, and they're currently sitting 6th in the table, so it kind of just shows how well they're doing. I think Tottenham at home still will fancy their chances. Won't be easy at all, but I'm going to say it will be a Spurs victory. Moving on then to West Ham as they take on Bournemouth at the London Stadium, and West Ham. They were starting to show signs of improvement when they lost to Liverpool. Not the end of the world, is it? It's Liverpool. Jared Bowen missing that penalty will be frustrating, but Bournemouth unbeaten under Gary O'Neill before kind of a surprise defeat to Southampton last time out. And they'll be looking to rectify that, but it will be a tough game here. And yeah, they will be looking to see a response, but I just think West Ham will have too much for them. 2-0. Moving on then to Blackpool as they take on Preston at Bloomfield Road. And yeah, in the Championship, obviously. And yeah, I mean, like Blackpool, they're currently sat in 21st, really not been a good season so far. Pressure potentially going on Michael Appleton against Preston side in 9th. And yeah, they're starting to pick up results now. So yeah, in this kind of derby to kick off the Championship game week, I think Preston definitely will be fancying their chances. But at the same time, I feel like it's a game that could go either way, which is why I'm going to say it'll be a draw, 1 apiece. Moving on then to Blackburn as they take on Birmingham at Ewood Park. And yeah, Blackburn, win, lose is finally over. 2 wins on the trot for them now, and hopefully they can get some consistency. And yeah, 2-0 win over Sunderland, really good victory. But yeah, Birmingham draw against Burnley, and they're in a really good space at the moment as well. So this is going to be an interesting one to see who can continue their good form. And yeah, I think at home it will be Rovers who will be the favourites here, 2-0. Moving on then to Middlesbrough as they take on Huddersfield at the Riverside. And yeah, Middlesbrough 4-1 win over Wigan last time out. We've seen they've had flashes of trying to get going. They haven't really probably got going, but this is a great chance for back-to-back victories against the Huddersfield side that's, just face it, are pretty shocking at the moment. Obviously losing 2 games in the trot now, kind of the new manager, mini bounce under Fotheringham seems to have petered out of it. So yeah, they'll be looking for the victory here, definitely. I think Huddersfield, Middlesbrough, and yeah, I think they will get it. I'm going to say 2-0. Moving on then to Millwall as they take on West Brom at the Den. And yeah, Millwall obviously coming into this one full of confidence. It was a bit of a tough start for Gary Rowett's men, but they've won 3 on the trot now, so yeah, they're looking in a much better place than they were. And yeah, they're taking on a West Brom side who are struggling at the moment. Obviously got that win at Reading, which is a really good result, but except for that, they've been quite poor recently, you'd have to say. And yeah, it doesn't seem like the new manager bounce had much difference, so I'm going to say it'll be another win for Millwall, 1-0. Moving on then to QPR as they take on Wigan at Loftus Road, and QPR will be absolutely boiling at the moment, not just 6th top of the league, but their gaffer's just rejected a Premier League team. So yeah, I think it's safe to say they're absolutely flying at the moment. They'll come into this one full of confidence. And yeah, I'm definitely backing QPR for this one. Wigan obviously off the back of that really disappointing 4-1 defeat against Middlesbrough, 2-1 loss before that against Sunderland. So yeah, QPR definitely flying, Wigan are not. So I'm going to say it'll be a 1-0 QPR. But moving on then to Reading as they take on Bristol City. And yeah, this is a game for Reading which they really do need to win. Obviously we started the season so well, but except for that, it's just gone downhill a bit for them recently. A few consecutive losses, being 2-0 up and losing is a really poor result. Bristol City though got a big win last time out, so they'll be coming to this one feeling confident. But yeah, for Reading it's a game with tough ones coming out that you really do feel like they have to respond. At home, I think yeah, it will be a tough game for them, but I don't know, I've got a feeling that they will. I'm going to say 2-0 to the Royals. Moving on then to Rotherham as they take on Hull at the New York Stadium. And yeah, Rotherham under new gaffer Matty Taylor, 2 wins on the trot now, so they're starting life under him relatively well. Hull obviously picking up a massive win against Blackpool last time out. And yeah, I mean, like Rotherham coming into this one, I think they will fancy their chances against a Hull with still quite a dodgy defence, but Hull probably will fancy their chances in this one too. It's a game which you really feel could go either way. I'm going to go down the middle and say it'll be a 1-1 draw. Moving on then to Sheffield United as they take on Norwich at Bramall Lane. And yeah, these are the 2 teams that we thought would be kind of runaway leaders in the Championship this season, but between them in the last 10 games they've got just 1 win, and that was on the 1st of October. We're now 21st of October, so to speak. So yeah, that kind of just sums out incredible run of form for both these sides really. And yeah, it's a game which you really could go either way, but I just don't expect to have much quality. I'm going to say it'll be 1-1. Moving on then to Stoke as they take on Coventry at the Bet365 Stadium. And yeah, Stoke, I think they'll come into this one. Obviously, we're on a decent run, but that 1-0 loss to Rotherham kind of hampered them a bit. But yeah, Coventry coming into this one, 2 1-0 wins on the trot. I'm really starting to pick up some momentum after such a tough and destructive start to the season, which is great news for them. And they were looking for another win here to keep it going. And I don't know, feels like Stoke at home, this is a good opportunity for them to get back on track. Moving on then to Sunderland as they take on Burnley at the Stadium of Light. And yeah, Sunderland... obviously, the first signs of the team maybe look really good, except for then it's been a bit inconsistent really. Just 1 win from the last 5 against the Burnley side that's going really well. at the moment and looking strong. So I think Burnley will definitely fancy their chances as well. But Sunderland, if they defend well, I think they do feel like the Burnley do all right. They could keep them out. But I don't know. I fancy Burnley to just about nail it. I'm going to say 1-0. Moving on then to Sunday, and there's 2 Championship derbies on Sunday. So yeah, definitely an interesting game. Watford against Luton at Vicarage Road. And yeah, Watford, bringing in some, but it just hasn't really worked, has it? Just 1 win in the last 4, 3 losses in that time. Not going well. But Luton, little old Luton, unbeaten in 5, 3 wins in that period, so going a lot stronger, and I think they'll fancy their chances here. Watford, they also will fancy their chances. I'm going to say a home win, maybe to get Phillips going on Derby Day. Moving on then to Swansea, as they take on Cardiff, of course, in the Welsh Derby. Swansea, coming into this one off the back of that win against Reading and going on really well at the moment, except for that loss last weekend against the Cardiff side, who lost the last 2 under Hudson after such an impressive run. So maybe the pressure is on him again when maybe he looked like a cert for the full-time job. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see which way this goes. But I think Swansea at home, they will definitely fancy their chances. I'm going to say it'll be a 2-1 win for the Swans. But anyway, guys, that's it for the video. Thanks for watching. To like, share, subscribe, and then subscribe and follow us for daily football news, and subscribe to the channel. Now, we greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace out.